future of virtual motorsports is now. This September, the heart of sim racing beats in Chicagoland as the Sim Gaming Expo takes over the Schaumburg Convention Center, September 5th through the 7th. Go wheel to wheel in our competition area, test the latest gear, meet top brands, creators, and celebrate with fellow sim racing enthusiasts. Whether you're a seasoned sim racer or new to the sport, this is your chance to be part of history. To purchase tickets and see the full exhibitor lineup, visit simgamingexpo.com.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
and gentlemen, ready for countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to make this thing called life. Electric word life that means forever. That's my long time. Not in attack. Something else.
2 decades have shaped the world.
Man, this is some of the greatest stuff I've ever heard. Ooh.
These go to 11.
If you love the thrill of racing but hate the risks, then buckle up. Everything Simulated is here to merge adrenaline with absolute safety. In a world where technology meets adrenaline, Everything Simulated is revolutionizing driver training with state-of-the-art simulators. From truck training to the thrill of motorsports, our simulators offer the most realistic experiences across all automotive applications. Gone are the days of endless bookwork and basic drills. Now it's all about hands-on, pulse-pounding action that prepares you for the real deal. Whether you're maneuvering a heavy mining vehicle or racing a high-speed car, our simulators, equipped with cutting-edge technology from leaders like SimRigs and Track Racer, bring every nuance of the drive to life. And talk about making a mark. We're not just building simulators, we're fostering talent. From grassroots motorsports to professional series like the Aussie Outlaw GT3, sponsored by us, Everything Simulated is fueling dreams and careers. Ready to feel the excitement of the racetrack under your fingertips? Connect with us, and let's build your next simulator adventure together. Remember, we support those who support us. Join the Everything Simulated family, and let's race towards the future.
Good evening, race fans, and welcome back to round 16 of the Doogie Mobile and Everything Simulated OzOVals V8 Supercar Series, brought to you by TWRS Setups, 131 Web Radio Network, Scotcha Race Fuels, and Inside Lane Productions. With Kobe Cobes Jordan in behind the cameras, joining myself, Paul Block Jackson, in the booth tonight, once again, is James Watson. How are you going tonight, James?
Oh, going good. Can't wait for this one. It's Talladega. Who doesn't love going to Talladega? Except for all the drivers, because the whole high likelihood of getting involved in a 15-car pileup. But yeah, Lord knows it always puts on a heck of a show for us broadcasters and fans, though. So I can't wait to watch this one, and especially since it's our throwback race this season.
Well, Friday night you knew how much I love short tracks, but tonight I absolutely love super speedways. They're one of my favourites. Just getting the draft and everything going on, a bit of teamwork and working together, and having a good yarn, and there's not too much stress on the track, just the avoidance when the big one comes, if it comes. But tonight, as we said, we are at Talladega Superspeedway for 90 laps, 4 sets of tyres, 50% fuel load. The picks for this evening, we'll kick that one off with AI. A lot to say this week, that's for sure. The AI predictions, the winner pick, once again, I think AI starting to get biased here. Andy Barber, only 5 points off the lead and thrives in high risk, high reward racing. With his experience in tight packs, AI would put him as the favourite to survive the chaos and get it done. It's one way to put it. Gary Wellman, current points leader, podium contender. Consistent as ever, 6 wins, hard to bet against, and Talladega suits his patient, methodical style. Well, I'd also say that for Andy. Troy Davidson, 58 back from the lead in points, quietly consistent. Draft racing might give him the perfect springboard into a victory lane tonight. And the dark horses to watch tonight. Sorry, Troy Mortensen, you're not a dark horse this week. But Adam Malone moved up the order recently, gaining momentum. And if he avoids trouble, legit top 5 threat. And Todd Maxfield, sitting 10th in points with clean racing under his belt, could sneak onto the podium if the big names get tangled up. Well, we have seen some top running from Todd Maxfield and Adam Malone over the last few weeks as well, so I'd probably agree with those dark horse picks there. And for our booth picks tonight, we'll kick that one off with Cobes.
Okay, this week I've gone with Mr. Pritchard, Tom Pritchard. He's just got back from a holiday in Europe, lucky bastard. So he's going to be chomping at the bit. He's going to be chomping at the bit because speedways are his wheelhouse. So, being out of the sim for that long, this man is hungry. So look out for Tom Pritchard come the end of this race.
Alrighty, good to see Tom back on track again, joining his teammates, the Barbers. So Southern Stars trying to get the numbers in the field tonight. And James, who's your pick for this evening at Talladega?
I'm going to go ahead and curse Kay Donnelly. I think this is a track that really rewards aggression, obviously, as we're well aware of how Talladega races tend to go. So I think you'd be hard-pressed to find someone more aggressive than Cade. So I believe some of the moves that he'll be capable of making might be the race-winning moves or the race-ending moves. It's 50-50 when it comes to Talladega.
Pretty strong pick there. We've seen Cade up the front as well, showing what a dominant race form last few races as well as a front contender. And one of the things AI actually mentioned was pack survival. So avoiding the big one is the biggest skill at Dega. So we'll have to look out for that one. But obviously running at the front, that will help that. And tonight I went for a bit of a pick out of the ordinary. Went with Bob de Jersey. We've seen him coming through the field the last few weeks as well. A bit of a strong runner and carrying a bit of pace as well. So I think he might have a strong shine tonight. He'll get to the front and stay there and hopefully come away with a podium or a win tonight. But, here at Dega, the keys to the race. So draft pack discipline. Talladega is all about the slipstream, and supercars with their big aero wake and limited horsepower. Well, I wouldn't really say limited, but they got plenty of horsepower. Compared to NASCAR anyway, the draft will be more critical. Staying glued in line, anticipating the accordion effect, that snake effect we see down the straights. Avoiding freight train drops when you lose the toe will define the front pack. So keeping in line will help that draft pack. Lane commitment and momentum. So Talladega's width encourages 2 to 3 wide racing. Top lane builds speed and keeps momentum. Bottom is shorter and defensively strong. Middle can be a lifeline if lanes stack. Picking the right groove, committing without hesitation is crucial. Switching late risks getting stranded. And I'd probably say even switching late, if they try and part the seas between the two lanes, going straight up the middle, it could cause us to see that big one tonight. And fuel and pit coordination. It's got here with 80 laps. I thought I read 90. Green flag pit cycles will matter. So supercar pit stops are slower than NASCAR's. So teammates drafting in and out of the lane is vital to avoid losing the pack. Teams that pit together, merge together, and get back in the draft cleanly will avoid being hung out a lap down. So nailing your pit stops and working with your team. Championship standings at the moment there, James. Why don't you take us through that one?
Alrighty, our points leader, Gary Looming, continues to hold on to the top spot, but only 5 points over Andy Barber. Andy Barber with 3 more race wins over Gary, but still hanging back by 5 markers. Ruben Phelps sits back in 3rd. Troy Davidson and Adam Malone round out the top 5. Then you have Kay Donnelly, Ryan Barber, Nicholas Walsh, Todd Maxfield, and Matty Ray, the rest of the top 10.
It's interesting to see there. Your top 5's all banked a win, and 1st and 2nd with multiple wins there. But outside the top 5, no one's yet to bank a win. So hopefully someone else can put a 1 next to their name tonight. We'll go to a quick ad break. Qualifying's just about finished. Tom Pritchard currently sitting on top there. As Kobe said, he's hungry for a win tonight. So looking pretty good on the leaderboard for qualifying. But we'll be back in just a moment.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
Alrighty, welcome back everyone. Round 16 here at Talladega for the Digi Mobile and Everything Simulator OzOVals V8 Supercar Series. And tonight, as mentioned, is the retro round as well at Talladega. So just to make things more difficult for us in the booth tonight, but we got on screen a bit of a warm-up for you to have a look at all the paints tonight. And as we mentioned last week, chuck your vote in for the best paint in the YouTube chat. And I think they were going to win a subscription for TWRS setups, I think, if that was right.
Yes, sir. 3 1-month sub to the fans' #1 throwback. So remember to vote, everyone. Vote, vote, vote.
Alrighty, well, on screen we just had Ryan Barber and Andy Barber running the old Peter Brock VL Commodore paint scheme. It was one of my personal favourites. And we got Troy Davidson running a Dick Johnson throwback livery there, one of the Ford ones. Then Phelpsy there on screen, and I'm going to have a complete mental blank on some of these because my brain has got working tonight. That one's a Monaro paint job from the Bathurst 24-hour race. So another one there of the Sim Boys all running the same tonight, just to give us some more confusion in the booth. But another Dick Johnson paint there. And Tom Pritchard with another Peter Brock VL livery there. Adam Malone, I think he was running another Dick Johnson throwback livery there. And again, another Sim Boys Dick Johnson one there. And they were just everywhere for Sim Boys. And a little bit of a switch up there. Matty Ray in the yellow for the Bathurst 24 as well. Nick Burling, that one, well, that's Craig Lowndes, I believe. Losing the names here. Another, that was the VS Commodore, I think, paint job for the supercars. And I know this one, but I can't put my finger on it at the moment. Ambrose.
Yeah, okay, I was going to say, yeah, that looks like Ambrose.
That Valvoline one as well. I think that was, I was thinking Murphy for some reason. I think.
Also, I'd just like to point out the irony in the fact that we were talking about how hard it is to tell which Simboy is from which when we ended up showing Troy Davidson twice.
Alrighty, well, that was their quick warm-up retro lap, and we're on to the Mike Gremlin Barber starting grid for this evening. So taking pole on his return race, Tom Pritchard, alongside with Glenn Wimwell on the front row. Second row, Ryan Barber and Giuseppe Milo, looking very serious, like a Kanye or Bob to Jersey and Adam Malone on the third row there. Matty Ray and Daniel Blinko on the fourth row. Andy Barber and Tyson Carey for your top 10 on the fifth row.
And then we have Troy Davidson in the 23 and Jacob Dean B in the 34 on row 6. Row 7 features the 19 of Caleb O'Connor and the 00 of Rusty Plant. 06 of Ruben Phelps and the 41 of Kay Donnelly on row 8. Row 9 has the 45 of Gary Wellman and the 16 of Todd Maxfield, all Simboys row. Rounding out the top 20 is the 82 Jason Tyerman and the 173 of Peter Matson. Row 11 has the 131 of Steve Hoppett, Steve-O coming back. 242 of Colin Bennett as well on his outside. Troy Mortson and Nigel Patton on row 12. 165 of Cameron Hardwick and the 160 of Nick Burling on row 13. Nicholas Walsh in the 222 and Scott McClintock in the 016. And that's your field for tonight's throwback race. And I believe someone missed the start because they were using the facilities, but I couldn't quite tell who.
Well, okay, we'll probably find that one out a bit later when we go green. And I think Tom corrected me there, not Murphy, so it was Garth Tander at paint job. So, complete mental blank on some of these older paints, but some we can pick, some just need to scratch the head a bit. But 90 laps here for round 16 of the Digi Mobile and everything simulated OzOVals V8 Supercar Series, Talladega. We are about to go green, shake and bake, baby. We are going racing. Tom Pritchard taking us to the green flag. In behind, he's got his teammate Ryan Barber, so they're going to get a good jump here at the start and not let anyone into that inside lane. Glenn Wombwell and Giuseppe Milo lined up as well on the outside. So we'll see the teams working well right from the get-go. You've got Bob DeJersey on the inside there as well. If he chooses to pop up in front of Adam Malone, he can get 3 cars there and maybe make a run on the Southern Stars. But looks like he's dropping out of that one, I think. He's just pulled out to the inside down the back straight.
Interesting.
Sometimes we see that in NASCAR racing, because especially with the NASCARs and draft racing and that, it's a long race, and we tend to see some of the guys at the front drop straight to the back and work on that fuel saving, but doesn't look like Southern Stars are doing that tonight. Ryan Barber pushing hard with Tom Pritchard at the front.
Yeah, that strategy is otherwise known as the nope. You don't want any part of what's going to happen. Although typically the nope is reserved for when there's a whole bunch of 3 and potentially 4 wide. Not necessarily here on lap 1, but obviously Bob just mainly focused on turning laps at this point.
Yeah, quite possibly. But I think it's Fox 1. So they got their cars lined up and looking to try and get that middle line almost going, as Glenn Wilmer wanted to pop out, and it looks like they're going to make the run now on Tom and Ryan, but not quite able to, as they sort of pop out and just losing that momentum there. So Daniel Blinko and Tyson Carey joining up at the front there as well, so they really need to pop out and get that line working and get the whole team going, because there'll be a big gap there back to Adam Malone to keep that push on Ryan Barber there. So if those boys can pop out and get that run, then they'll basically shut down that inside line pretty quickly, I think.
Yeah, as we saw a little bit of 3 wide momentarily there. Colin Bennett on the move early.
I spoke to Colin in a quick chat on Friday night, so hopefully at Dega he can have a good run tonight and we can talk to him again. Smooth sailing so far, 4 laps in of 90, so yeah, everyone's just settling into the groove and not doing anything too silly, as Colin Bennett looks like he wants to make a run on his own on that outside line, but not quite able to get that happening. So Cameron Hardwick there coming up as well on the back of Colin Bennett. A few votes coming through in the YouTube chat tonight as well. And I saw a few votes there for the SRM paint jobs and for Matty Ray. So I think Kobe will probably check those ones a bit later and tally those votes. But I think we might have a clear winner already with a few of those votes coming in. Very fitting of the Barbers running that Peter Brock livery tonight, running the 05 and the 5, so it definitely suits those cars well with their numbers.
Absolutely. Though you do have to give a shout to Scott McClintock, who's been running this paint for pretty much the entirety of the season.
Well, it's not just that season. Even in other leagues and on his NASCAR, he always paints up the old Holden or HSV or HRT paint jobs on his NASCARs as well. So they always look great, even on the the next gen and Gen 4s and that.
Yes.
Looks like we've got a little bit of a run on the second line there at the moment.
Yeah, the two Southern Stars cars have nothing but Fox 1 in their mirror. You got basically 4 of them. They're side by side right behind them. And the Fox 1 cars on the outside are doing a really good job helping bring that outside lane up. They're starting to get a decent amount of energy that's allowing them to at least kind of stick with the two Southern Stars cars leading that inside lane. Ooh.
Well, Tom and Ryan doing a fantastic job on that inside. You can see Ryan just glued to the back of Tom Pritchard's car there and working well. Not sure how the temperatures are going to be going in those cars. We know in the NASCARs they tend to overheat when you sit there for too long, but not sure if that'll become an issue if he remains glued to that rear bumper, or if he'll have to have a little bit of a cool-off period.
Well, if we see the magic smoke come out from one of these cars, I think we'll get our answer.
And that outside line, just sitting in the middle there, they could probably drop down and use the side draft a bit more, which might give them a bit more of an edge to try and slow down Tom and Ryan on the inside there. If they can get a bit closer and get in that aero bubble and try and cause them to wash off a little bit, break that draft, might get a better run there. One of our new features bringing to everyone at home the camera screen, and we got Ruben Phelps with his VR view there. So looking out the front window, Ruben Phelps' car there, sitting behind Matty Ray at the moment. Back about 6 cars there, the red car with the yellow car, Matty Ray in front.
Yeah.
And we've got Pikachu Racing. I'm not sure who that one is, actually.
Pika
Pika! we might get a answer on that one for next week, whose camera we got on there. But we'll learn these over the coming weeks and into next season as well. But very focused there. Driving in the pack at the moment, whoever that one is. And of course, Kobe's definitely not going to bring mine up because, hey! If I see myself pop up on screen, there'll be trouble there, Cobes. But just over a ninth of into the race, the first ninth of the race done. So we'll probably be looking at maybe a 2-stopper, I'd say, tonight. So if we go green, not sure if anyone might be working on a strategy in the back there to maybe try a 1-stopper.
Here we go. That outside lane, they got the energy they need. Now they're able to be wheel to wheel just about with Tom Pritchard. Oh, it's just... Oh, I thought they were...
I think he's in front there, looking at it. Rusty's given a hard push there to Glenn Wombwell down the back straight, but that inside coming into the corner, they got the run back again. So it's definitely a bit of pace from the Southern Stars on that inside line, doing a great job, as I said. Ryan Barber glued onto Tom Pritchard's bumper there and just sticking there. So Daniel Blinko there just behind Ryan Barber, leaving a little bit of a gap there. So that would effectively almost slow them down a little bit with having only the 2-car push. Oh,
whoa! That's big sideways. I think that was Maiolo. That's going to spook some people in that inside lane.
I think that was Nick Burling, maybe, that cut in there on Giuseppe. Yeah, it was. So, I think he's got a little bit loose there and looked for a bit of an opening, and Giuseppe just went wide on that one to avoid anything.
Yeah, and you could tell the Burling was trying to do that for like the last couple laps. Like you saw, he was kind of side drafting heavily, trying to get down into that inside line. So that's causing a lot of separation.
Well, I don't know how they're going to get that outside line to get a good run here. Like I said, they probably need to get right down on that inside line, use that side draft. Otherwise, just sitting up there, they're not going to get that run, I think. They're going to have to really use everyone around them as well to try and wipe that draft off. It's going to be a hard ask there, but as we know, sitting at the front of the pack in a super speedway as well, you'll be burning more fuel. So strategy will be coming in a bit more, as well as we've got one of that's Steve Hoppett there, just fallen off the back of the pack there. So hopefully he can latch back on to Troy Mortensen there, sorry, in the back, and not lose that pack.
Come on, Steve-O, you can do it.
Give him a push, James. Yeah, looks like he's pulling that one in, and he could have quite a run there if he pops up high on the back of Morty as well, and maybe around. He might be able to get a pretty good run, carrying a fair bit of pace there as well. He might be able to move up a few spots. Do a bit of a slingshot from the back into the mid-pack. I think it was maybe the iRacing Superspeedway or somewhere we saw, James, that Steve Hoppett was looking at that third line by himself and was having a pretty strong run. I'm pretty sure it was one of the Superspeedway races earlier in the season.
Yeah, I believe so. I believe that was the very first race I started broadcasting here.
Yeah, well, hopefully he can make his way through the field and get up towards the front. So it looks like he's back on that pack there at the moment. So lap 15 coming to 16 here at Talladega. So we might go to a quick ad break and get hydrated, and we'll come back and hopefully be a bit closer towards our first green flag pit stop. So don't go away.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
If you love the thrill of racing but hate the risks, then buckle up. Everything Simulated is here to merge adrenaline with absolute safety. In a world where technology meets adrenaline, Everything Simulated is revolutionizing driver training with state-of-the-art simulators. From truck training to the thrill of motorsports, our simulators offer the most realistic experiences across all automotive applications. Gone are the days of endless bookwork and basic drills. Now it's all about hands-on, pulse-pounding action that prepares you for the real deal. Whether you're maneuvering a heavy mining vehicle or racing a high-speed car, our simulators, equipped with cutting-edge technology from leaders like SimRigs and Track Racer, bring every nuance of the drive to life. And talk about making a mark. We're not just building simulators, we're fostering talent. From grassroots motorsports to professional series like the Aussie Outlaw GT3, sponsored by us, Everything Simulated is fueling dreams and careers. Ready to feel the excitement of the racetrack under your fingertips? Connect with us, and let's build your next simulator adventure together. Remember, we support those who support us. Join the Everything Simulated family, and let's race towards the future.
Thanks, everyone. We are back, and thanks for tuning in tonight and putting those votes through for the retro paint jobs, so we can give one of our drivers tonight that TWR setup subscription for the month, supplied by TWR Setups. And for everyone else, there's that 10% code, for discount at the checkout there as well. So Kobe's probably going to be closing that one up shortly, and I'll be tallying up those votes later, and we can probably announce that one next week. But looks like we're going first pit stops at lap 20. So Tom with a big lock up and slide into pit lane. Wow. What a move that was to pull that up. I don't know if he got away with the black flag or not from that. Looks like he did a pretty good job on pulling that one out.
Yep, no black flags.
I'm sure Tom feels like he was riding inside an asteroid or a comet or something with that one.
Meanwhile, issues for Scott McClintock, who... Scott just pulled over and towed.
A few more pit stops happening, and there's a car round.
Oh no!
Wow! Bennett went straight through that one. Well, there could have been more carnage there. Wee.
Yeah,
Red just stepped out on him.
And this is why I always put the brake bias to the front when I'm bringing it down pit road, because of things like that.
Jacob Dean B. Unfortunate pit entry there, but Matty Raymond at the front now to lead a lap with Ruben Phelps. Gary Wellman in behind there. I'm sure if Gary could, he'd be saying to Andy Barber, I play for keeps on that one.
Wow. 3 wide coming down to pit road. Let's see. Glenn Woomwell got himself a black flag. Oh! Oh, and a couple cars going around. Oh, Kate Donnelly.
Oh, no.
What happened to Cade?
That is the James Watson curse, people.
That it is.
Oh, no.
See, I think that what might have happened was he couldn't quite find his pit box because the pit boxes were all painted the same way as the car, so he's like, crap, there's mine, and spun it around. Now, obviously, you see the pit boxes weren't painted the same way, but it's an exaggeration, but only a little. That's the messed up thing. But, yeah, the Watson curse, full effect for poor Cade.
Well, he wasn't flying through the air, but it still wasn't good.
Not yet.
But after pit stops, that early stop there, Ryan Barber having a nice little stop in front of Tom. Obviously with that slide into pit lane. So he got the jump on Tom. Now Tom Pritchard pushing Ryan Barber. So we'll see how they stack up, because I'm pretty sure they're going to be our race leaders. So there we go. Just a quick refresh on the tower there, and a nice 2-second gap over Peter Matson there. So Peter Matson having a good drive tonight as well, up to third.
Yeah, absolutely. But man, look at the lead the 2 Southern Stars cars have, and that's the benefit of pitting with fewer cars that I always harp on. You know, what you lose in overall speed with the draft, you gain so much more in not having to worry about other cars around you and being able to focus on maximizing your speed entry into pit road. It is worth so much, and you see they have a massive lead over the rest of the pack. Now, will they keep it? Probably not, because again, the strength in numbers in the draft is worth so much. So as long as everyone stays single file, they should be able to catch these 2 fairly easily.
Well, with these retro paints tonight, James, I didn't see a sticker on anyone's car, but the sticker would be dangerous and inconvenient, but I do love Fig Newtons.
Yeah, and no one painted a big cougar on their car with me on it.
Well, at least I'm not having dinner anyway, because I'll be too drunk to taste the chicken.
Reminds me of a paint the teammate had made for him, where it was the hood of the me car, but the Cougar was just a kitty, a hand-drawn MS Paint style. It was absolutely perfection.
Well, lap times there, last lap. So Ryan Barber, Tom Pritchard showing everyone how it's done. Whole 10th faster than the rest of the field. And they're only in a 2-man train. So if they can keep that momentum going, they'll be extending that gap. It's already up to 2.5 seconds. So the pack on a bit of a mission there. And the 222 Nicholas Walsh there, I believe, on the outside line, looking for that drop in on Cameron Hardwick, but that gap closing up pretty quickly and unable to drop in.
Yeah, and all this double file racing is not helping their chances to catch the lead duo. They're starting to lose time.
Oh, especially when you're almost trying to make a third line with one car. So you can see that big gap there opening up from Southern Stars boys. I'm sure Andy Barber's sitting back in that pack there as well, wanting to join his teammates up the front there, but he's just in cruise mode at the moment, playing it pretty safe tonight. Also just wanted to finish ahead of Gary Wellman to gain a couple extra points and close that 5-point lead that Wellman has.
Speaking of Wellman, peep that left front. He's got damage. Yeah, you can see that's some pretty hefty left front damage on our championship leader. Yeah, that's no bueno.
Pushed in a little bit there. Maybe Gary gave Kate a little bit of helping hand in pit lane. Don't think so, but we still blame the James Watson curse on that one.
Yep. And that is why you don't want to come down with a big group of cars. Because wacky stuff like that. They're starting to gain a little bit. They've taken 0.3 off the last couple laps. So slowly but surely they're starting to reel them in. To see the SRM cars all by themselves there on the outside.
Well, that gap still not able to close up. Still almost hanging on to 2.5 second lead there. Ruben Phelps trying to give Matty Ray the push on the outside, and we know those boys can do some damage in a line and in draft racing as well. And so can the Sim boys if they want to line up. So just got to have the right guys at the front and the right pushes, and they'll be able to close that gap in a bigger train. And that's what Phelpsy and Ruben Phelpsy and Matty Ray trying to do at the moment, trying to get to the front of that pack. A couple of cars dropped off there as well. Got a couple more, so we've got some smaller packs here and there. And it looks like Kate Donnelly with Steve Hoppert there.
Yeah, honestly, that's good for Cade. Because it doesn't look like he was stuck in his pit box for too long, which means he might not have had too much damage he needed to get repaired. But yeah, those two are going to need a caution.
Well, you know, James, there's good days in racing and there's bad days. Kate Donnelly just had himself a bad day. At least he's not on fire. I'm not sure if Kobe could get that one of him running up and down the track in his underwear, yelling at him on fire. That gap slowly closing to Ryan Barber and Tom Pritchard, just under 2 seconds now. Back to Peter Matson. So they are slowly closing that gap.
Yeah, at this rate, they're going to get him within the next couple laps, just in time for the next round of pit stops, and so they can do this all over again.
Well, I think they came in at about lap 20, so yeah, probably next 7 odd laps, and we'll probably see them come down pit road again. So that early pit stop for them, I wouldn't really say an undercut, because it was only sort of a lap before everyone else, but you sort of have that when you're running at the front that hard for the entirety of the fuel stint. So if they can get that undercut again, and they blew that out to 2-second gap, if they nail their pit stops once more, then, you know, if that grows out to a 4-second gap, it's going to make things very hard for everyone to try and catch them.
Well, yes, but when you think about it right now, there is a couple things that those two are going to have to worry about. So let's say the pit window for them is about 20 laps because of all the time they've been out front, basically full throttle. Well, they're going to have to take more fuel than anyone else at some point because of the fact that they're burning so much more than most of the pack. And keep in mind that this is a 90-lap race, so theoretically a good chunk of the pack, I'd wager maybe even most of the pack, can continue to stretch it a couple laps later. So theoretically they can cut out that final 10-lap stint that the lead duo would have to come down to fuel. So right now it looks fantastic for Ryan Barber and Tom Pritchard, but they're going to have to pay the piper at some point. And so if we don't get a caution,
some point is now, James. Like, that gap closed real quick. I think they're in fuel saving mode at the moment. They've basically let the pack catch up. So I think that is right now.
Yeah, they're gonna have to really get on that fuel save now. Otherwise, they might be in a world of hurt here.
Well, I would have sort of more calculated at, okay, they pitted at lap 20, and they got a nice little 2-second jump over everyone else. But, you know, the majority of that 20 laps, they had the whole field behind them as well. So now that they were just 2-car train, you know, might be burning a bit more fuel as well. You know, if you could do that, you know, 4 times, that takes you to, you know, lap 80. And then, you know, if you could bring that out 2 seconds each time, you know, you have an 8-second gap, then you probably offset that fuel anyway on that last stint. But obviously, we're not in the cars. We don't have that data available to us, so maybe we can get someone later on after the pit stops. Maybe if we could bring someone up into the booth, but we obviously don't want to distract everyone from the race, as the pack's about to come up on the 34 there.
Yeah, because I'm just trying to do the math in my head. Kobe, when was the lap that the big pack with the Sim Boys and the SRM guys, when did they make their first stop? I cannot read that.
Yeah, I was going to say mine's a bit blurry on here as well, but I think the about... Well, it's very hard. There's some 16s and 17s and 18s in there, so how many laps ago for their stints so far? So I think you're probably looking at about an extra 2 laps maybe to the others. Yeah, so 2-lap difference there.
So then
And we've got a lead change as well. So Rusty Plant leading the lap, but Matty Ray, Ruben Phelps on the outside, the 2-car train for SRM. And they're going to be dropping in front of Rusty. And there we have our third lead change, I'd say. Or second. Seventh. Jeez. Oh, I wouldn't have said that. Completely out the window on that one. So definitely a bit of fuel saving going on there for Tom Pritchard and Ryan Barber at the moment. So they've crossed over that 20 laps from last stint. But Nick Burling in pit lane and Steve Hoppett as well. So going to be starting to see those pit stops once more.
Yeah. So far, not a whole lot of cars bringing it down, so that's important for the fuel mileage here.
There was one in the background. I didn't see who that was, but
I think it might have been one of the Fox 1 cars, yeah.
Alrighty, well, I'd say probably in the next 2 to 3 laps, we'll probably see.
Oh, we got a caution!
Pit lane, but yellow's out.
Oh no. No, it's not Steve.
Let's have a look at a replay and we'll just see what happened here. Oof.
Oh, gets together with...
Oh.
Oh, wow!
Well, that was flying through the air. Ooh-wee.
Yep, I'm flying through the air. This is not good.
Ooh-wee. Looked like a little bit of net code there, but I'd say there still would have been contact in that one.
Yeah, this works out perfectly for everyone. Yeah. Obviously, you could say Cameron Harwick is the biggest loser in this caution.
Alrighty, well, while we're under caution, maybe we can drag someone up into the booth for a quick chat. So let Kobe surprise us with someone, maybe. Alrighty, for everyone at home, we've got Jason Timon joining us in the booth while we're under caution. How you going, Jason?
Good, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. Rather be on the track with you boys tonight, but we can't have it that way all the time. Only James has that skill to race and commentate. I certainly don't. But how's your race going?
Yeah, we're going good so far. I guess that yellow is sort of bringing me and Troy, like the Platinum boys, sort of back into it a bit. It's kind of mixed things up. As my teammate hits me going into the pit, as he does. He's good. He's good for that old Morty.
He's just giving you that bump draft in pit lane. So
he does. He's good for. He got us good at Kentucky a few weeks ago, or Texas a few weeks ago, as you boys might remember. But yeah, I came into the pit pretty gingerly then. I think I rolled in with 0.1 in the tank, so was lucky to make it back in. But it's been good. I guess yellow sort of makes it interesting now. We're gonna give it a go. Still got a fair way left, so we'll see what happens.
Coming up halfway in the race so far, and probably going to have another 2 stops. So, that last stop's obviously going to be key to getting a good pit stop and getting the whole team lined up. So hopefully you and the Platinum boys can nail that and have some good results at the end of the race.
Yeah, I think just quickly as well to add, I think, sort of the tyres at the end of it, only having 3 over the wall, and it's probably going to be a 4-stop race, maybe a bit more. So I think that's definitely going to throw a bit of something up for us. So yeah, we'll see. It's, as you guys know, it's all a big strategy game with these, but yeah, we'll see what happens.
Alrighty, well, James, you got anything for Jason before we let him get back to the team?
All I have to say is good luck and avoid the calamity.
Thank you very much. Enjoy. Have a good call, boys.
Good luck.
Good luck. And, James, the winner isn't the one with the fastest car. It's the one who refuses to lose. So we'll see who that's going to be at Talladega tonight.
It's the one where with all of the parts of the vehicle still attached, or in some cases, the most parts still attached. Because you can still win missing a couple wheels, as we've seen in some races. So definitely wouldn't surprise me to see an absolutely demolished car sliding over the line to take the win.
Well, we've also seen cars come from literally the back of the field and win a super speedway race on the last lap when there's been a huge caution or huge wreck, and the white flag's already out. So doesn't matter if you're first or last at the moment. It's what happens in that last couple of laps of the race. So it's going to make things very interesting with this caution, because that last stop, you're going to probably have about maybe 7 odd laps to race, I'd say, after the caution. Maybe 5 if they can stretch it. So a pit stop and a race to the finish. It's going to be a very interesting last pit stop here.
Yeah, and I think it's basically going to be impossible for anyone to make it on one more stop. It's going to take some ridiculous fuel save that I don't think is possible. Again, I'm no stranger to being wrong when it comes to that, but yeah, we'll see what happens.
Well, Tyson Carey and Bob DeJersey on the front row, taking us to green this time around. So that early stop there for Tyson Carey rewarded him with leading a few laps there and being at the front of this restart. Bob DeJersey's slipping in to that inside line pretty quickly, leaving Matty Ray and Ruben Phelps back out on that outside line. No, that's not actually Ruben Phelps. It's Giuseppe that dropped in. So Matty Ray left out at the moment. Ruben Phelps a little bit further back in the midfield there. Hasn't really stopped Matty Ray. He's not dropping back. He's sticking there on the side. Again.
Okay, though, it's interesting watching the rest of the pack, because you saw a lot of people came back in and topped off, which is why we had probably the entire second half of the field just single file behind the top 12 or 14 or so. So everyone's going to have to work a little hard to make sure that they catch back up. But we're already starting to see a decent amount of separation between the two packs right now.
Again, Mr. X on the screen there. Still concentrating hard. Well, we'll call him Mr. X. We're not sure who that is. Kobe, you had one job. You could have told us who that was.
Meanwhile, we're looking at the Ruben Phelps's VR, otherwise known as our version of the Daniel Dye helmet cam.
Some good views, and I'm guessing those are the only two that we got on board for tonight. So maybe in our final 2 rounds of the season, we might be able to get a few more into the room. Probably a little bit.
Whoa, we're side by side. Whoa, 3 wide. There was a decent amount of contact between Dean B and I think Burling. Oh wow, they are not giving each other much room right now.
Always hate being on that third line coming into the corners and through the corners. You get that bit of wandering, and you don't really have anywhere to go except the wall. So,
hey, there's always the other cars.
Well, I mean, every time I've had that third line.
Whoa! Run, what a move by Phelps! Good gracious! He saw a gap and he took it.
Missed that one. Good thing we got the replay here.
Yeah, look at that. He just hangs a lap. Wow! That's a power move.
Well, I'm sure if there was a gap up high, he would have popped back out again there too. But wasn't quite clear on that one. He's trying to work his way back up to Matty Ray.
Yeah, Matty still holding serve. Holding on to the lead, that outside lane. We'll see. I do like the SRM throwbacks. I know I'm a little bit biased probably since my logo is on the car, but it's cool because not only is it a fantastic throwback that's really representative of the original car, it also kind of works as a throwback for SRM themselves, because obviously those that have been around a lot of these series, you remember the SRM cars and being really bright kind of red, yellow, and orange cars. So that you're kind of seeing that once again with these throwbacks. So that's another layer that I actually quite appreciate from these two.
Well.
Oh, Matty Ray trying to jump to the outside.
Oh, I think
3 wide. Whoa.
I think Phelps is sitting there going, I want to go fast.
Well, I'm going fast.
Yeah, he certainly is trying to get up there.
Yeah, but that kind of messed Phelps up. He lost a few positions, and now it's just having to try to just get all the momentum he can just to get back onto the back of Nigel Patton. There he is, and trying to take the run he's getting from it, and there he goes, almost back 3 wide.
Well, lap 51 of 90 here at Talladega, round 16. We only got 2 more rounds after this to draw close to the season. So every point, every round, every position is going to count in these last 3 races.
Absolutely, and that's what's so daunting about Talladega right now is that there's, at the risk of going full Rick Allen, there's major championship implications So you gotta be worried about that. If you're Wellman or Andy Barber, you have to keep that in the back of your mind, and that's gotta be stressing you out. You have absolutely no idea what the hell is gonna happen here in the final, 38 odd laps. So you could easily have your championship hopes made or dashed in this one race. You know, there's still a lot of cars out on track. If either one of them are involved in an incident, not trying to speak that into...
Ooh,
okay. I'm trying not to speak that into existence, but... Oh, no! Oh, my goodness!
The brakes on.
Oh,
It's definitely keeping us on edge at the moment.
Yeah, and if we were having panic attacks, I can only imagine what everyone else was thinking, especially when you have the, it's just hilarious looking at the Simboys cars right there. No, it's not a glitch in your screen, folks at home. That's 4 individual cars. It's not a trading paints issue or a graphics issue. There's a reason why they're all looking exactly the same, but, yeah, so you gotta be worried about that if you're our 2 championship competitors. You know, having the biggest wild card of a race right now with 3 races to go.
Well, I mean, 3 races to go, having a round like Talladega towards the end, you can't have 2 number 1s because that'll be 11.
Yes, that is very astute. You are correct.
Yeah, but it's been a long season. We've had some moments. The boys have had moments with drivers as well, and you got to cross that anger bridge and come back to the friendship shore, and everyone's done that. And we've had some pretty good racing through the season as well.
And make sure not to crash at the friendship rocks just outside of the beach.
I'm starting to run out of quotes here. I'm digging the bottom of the barrel here at the moment. I've got one, but I mean, I need Andy Barber to win tonight. So we'll have to see if we can pull that one out towards the end. But regardless, whoever wins, I'm going to pull it out on them.
Meanwhile, Gary Wellman's probably like, "Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby."
Well, we're probably got another, I don't know, maybe 5 to 10 laps towards the next pit stops round. So, going to make things interesting. Looks like Phelpsy's got that job done through the field, back up to Matty Ray now, trying to push Matty Ray and himself back to the front once more. So, great drive there from Phelpsy to get back towards the front, showing everyone how it's done to get through the field. Steve Hoppett coming down pit road as well.
Yeah, I think he had to take the wave around because I think he might have gone, because he was on pit road when the caution happened, so he might have been trapped behind the pace car and took the wave around, so that's why he's having to pit so off sequence to everyone else right now.
Well, it's not over till the fat lady sings, and there could be more cautions to come, especially after what we just saw moments ago with 3 wide and keeping us on the edge of our seat. So Steve Hoppett unable to get onto the back of the pack as they just drive right by him. Bob the Jersey glued on the back of Tyson Carey's car, and Phelpsy little bit, wouldn't say loose, but getting a bit of that aero wash on the back of Matty Ray there.
Yeah, Phelps isn't quite as close onto the back of Matty Ray's car. Actually, now that I say that.
He closed that up.
Yeah.
He needs to tighten up a bit, though. He's wandering a little bit and sort of washing off there as well. So you can see
Yeah.
sort of swerving out a little bit. Colin Bennett having a run now up the inside. Inside, outside. Jeez. And Matty Ray, Ruben Phelps trying to play a bit defensive there, not let a one-car slingshot drive around everyone. As, we've seen that happen before as well. About to tick over lap 60 now, 30 to go here at Talladega. And pit stop will be coming soon. Only a handful of laps to go till our next pit stop. Colin Bennett getting real close to the wall there.
Oh, sounds like Dick Burling's going to be bringing it in. And you know, something to note, the strategy call has completely flipped for Southern Stars. You saw them controlling the race earlier. Now they are all grouped up with each other at the back of the field trying to maximize their fuel save. And the Sim Boys, all 5 of them are doing the same.
Well, again, as you mentioned, about trying to shorten that last pit stop as much as they can, because it'll only be a splash and go. So the longer you got to sit there, the more you got to try and catch up.
Absolutely. And it sure is interesting watching the back of the field with both the Southern Stars and the Sim Boys, as we see Kerry making his pit stop.
And gets that car pulled up nice and clean as well. Side by side, Matty Ray and Ruben Phelps. Matty Ray dropping in on that inside line, so we'll see if he checks up that line to let Phelpsy in at the front, because Phelpsy will be needing to come in as well.
Yeah.
He does. He checks up that line to let Phelpsy in.
Yeah, that just barely worked, but that was super risky. Lord knows everyone else was trying not to let them do that. As we see, here comes the Sim Boys and the Southern Stars on the outside. 9 cars, only 3 unique paint schemes across a lot of them.
Well, they've only been walking from Mordor to get to the front, so Peter Jackson livery there. Not the Peter Jackson that we're referring to here, though.
The beacons are lit. Pit road calls for aid.
Well, I mean, Sauron's probably wondering when they're going to come into pit lane.
Who are you kidding? Sauron's actually our race control. Where it is, he can see the whole track. He's really good at being able to keep an eye out for things.
Oh, I thought he was the flagman in the.
So I'm very ashamed at how proud I am of that joke. Meanwhile, we have a lot of people going to be bringing it down pit road, it sounds like. Dean announcing he's bringing it down to pit road. Matty Ray's going to be bringing it in, and I assume Ruben Phelps will be bringing it with them. And I assume a lot of the Fox 1 cars are going to be going with Dean as well. There we go. Nope, only one Fox 1 car.
Healing off.
Colin Bennett also bringing it down.
Oh!
Whoa, hang on to her!
He held on to it. Smoking those rares coming in.
Alright, sounds like we're going to be getting at least one sim boy.
I was going to say maybe a few sim boys. All of them have popped in, but they've popped back out again. So maybe they can go another lap.
Or they're still trying to find a way to get to the inside.
And here they go. But we got two of them staying out.
Yeah. Look at this massive humanity. Oh, someone's getting turned. Oh, I think that's
Cameron Hardwick, I think.
Peter Matson. Peter Matson got turned around.
Ooh.
Also, as you can see, Peter Matson also has the 05, so I thought for a moment it was Ryan Barber going around.
And I actually thought that was Cameron Hardwick on that page. So I'm pretty sure he posted that one in Discord, didn't he? Who knows? But Wellman and Walsh sticking it out for another lap. The championship leader coming down pit road this time. Getting that car pulled up nice.
Meanwhile, we got a massive humanity leaving pit road right now. And there goes the SRM cars.
Yeah, there goes Phelpsy and Matty Ray. So we're going to clear most of the field there. A couple of cars in front of them coming out. But they'll have the speed, use the draft. Not sure if we'll see them pop out, but gap there, Matty Ray. So they'll probably just close that back up and let whoever that is in front burn up the fuel in this next stint. I think that's Bob the Jersey and Rusty Plant. So
now
we'll sit there with them, let them use their fuel for that final stop.
Now, Ryan Barber does have front end damage. I think he might have been the one that made contact with Peter Madsen.
Doesn't look too bad from that view. So pretty good there.
I swear I saw.
Well, Wellman, is he going to pull out? No. Well, I was waiting for Wellman to pull out there in front of Phelpsy, but he did the gentleman thing there, and he's going to pull out in front of Andy Barber instead. Just be like, hey, I'm the championship leader, and I'm in front of you, so I'm going to pull out in front of you too.
Yeah, I think it's weird. It's not really showing up that bad on the feed, but looking at it on my end, it definitely looks like the front splitter of Barber's car is kind of crinkled.
Yeah, when I was looking at the front, I thought it had a bit of a kink in it, and
yeah, and it's especially noticeable when you compare it to his dad and Tom Pritchard's cars. But yeah, it's not much, but at the place like Talladega, it doesn't take much. So thankfully he's able to keep up easy in the draft, but I'd be a little worried about him if he does end up leading a line here in the closing laps.
Well, I mean, that may have even occurred from pushing Tom Pritchard pretty hard in that first stint as well, maybe. that outside line getting a pretty good run at the moment, led by Rusty Plant. We go clear of Phelps, but again that run down the back, like, going to close that. So I think that's Jacob Dean B there as well. Now, if they don't drop in now, they could lose that 2-car gap that they've sort of got over Phelpsy at the moment. And they're trying to drag Tyson Carey along with them, and Tyson Carey dropping in. So now that he's in, he might be able to return serve, check up Phelpsy a bit, and let the others drop in as well.
Yeah, he's gonna have to start doing that quick, otherwise, yep, okay, and now those two aren't gonna be able to go anywhere. So move Tyson Carey to the lead. But you know, I think this is the better strategy actually, because now Fox 1 is kind of in complete control of this race, because you got Carey holding the lead of the inside lane, and then you got the other two, Plant and Dean, controlling the outside, and you basically got a Fox 1 wall in front of both lines. And as I say that, Carey moves out of the way up in front of his teammates. Okay. Oh, it never fails, does it?
Well, I mean, if it wasn't his teammate at the front of the other line, you wouldn't need to worry about blocking them, would you? So you think you just happily sit there on the front of the inside line, but maybe he's trying to pull them along again. But like I said, you know, you can check up that inside line a bit and let them get the run and drop in. And you play those games on that inside line that people like to do, slowing down the field to save a bit of fuel at the front and all sorts of fun things at the front.
Yeah, because that's what a few buddies I used to run with, we would compete in a lot of money races here at Daytona and Talladega, and that was always our strategy, was make sure to get at least a couple of us there up front to be able to sit on both lines and control it, so that way we can be assured that one of us would be bringing home the win and we would have the rest of us up there right behind. And so that's why I was wondering if they were trying to go for it. To me, I think that, you know, be the way to go, because now you give the SRM duo control over their own destiny there on the inside, especially since the inside lane is kind of seem like the line to be in. So yeah, that's just my 2 cents as far as what we're talking about.
Well, I mean, it won't matter where you are, and when there's only a couple of laps to go, you know, anything will happen in those final laps. So, I mean, that inside line is always good because you can use off track as well to avoid anything. Whereas if you're on that outside line and, you know, you're bouncing off, or a car comes from the inside up and sends you, that's where the big ones tend to come from.
Yeah, and obviously no strategy is ever going to be perfect. No plan is ever going to be perfect, because, you know, anything can happen, anything can go wrong in these places. But the big thing about that plan of attack is it gives you the highest percentage. And at this, when it comes to here, that's all you're looking for really, is the highest percentage that you can get of things working out in your favor. It's never going to be 100, but the closer you can get to that, the better. And now things on the outside lane have completely fallen apart. It's just those three, and that's it. because now everyone is falling back to the inside lane. But this is also a moot point too, because everyone's likely gonna have to come in for a splash and go here. So yeah, it really doesn't matter at that point in the grand scheme of things.
Not really, and it's obviously that matter of when. The big question of when is everyone going to come in. So obviously the teams, you got SRM, it's lined up at the front, 2 cars, Phelpsy and Matty Ray, and then you got Fox 1, you got the 3 cars on the outside there, Tyson Carey, Rusty, and Jacob, but they've got a few more cars further back, and then you got the Sim boys as well that sort of almost lined up fully, but a couple of cars between as well. So everyone's going to have their team strategy when they're going to come in and try and get that undercut maybe, or get that quick pit stop, not getting held up by everyone else coming in at the same time. So that's going to be the key on that final pit stop if we stay green. But James, we might go to a quick ad break, and we'll come back with the remaining race. So we'll freshen up a bit for the final finish, and we'll come back to you in just a moment.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
If you love the thrill of racing but hate the risks, then buckle up. Everything Simulated is here to merge adrenaline with absolute safety. In a world where technology meets adrenaline, Everything Simulated is revolutionizing driver training with state-of-the-art simulators. From truck training to the thrill of motorsports, our simulators offer the most realistic experiences across all automotive applications. Gone are the days of endless bookwork and basic drills. Now it's all about hands-on, pulse-pounding action that prepares you for the real deal. Whether you're maneuvering a heavy mining vehicle or racing a high-speed car, our simulators, equipped with cutting-edge technology from leaders like SimRigs and TrackRacer, bring every nuance of the drive to life. And talk about making a mark. We're not just building simulators, we're fostering talent. From grassroots motorsports to professional series like the Aussie Outlaw GT3, sponsored by us, Everything Simulated is fueling dreams and careers. Ready to feel the excitement of the racetrack under your fingertips? Connect with us, and let's build your next simulator adventure together. Remember, we support those who support us. Join the Everything Simulated family, and let's race towards the future.
Alrighty, welcome back everyone. Thanks for tuning in, joining us tonight for round 16 of the Doogie Mobile and Everything Simulated OzOVals V8 Supercar Series. Pit stops are happening, and as you just saw on screen, overshot the pit bay there for Caleb O'Connor. So not what you want to do in the final pit stop with 10 to go. But James, are we about to get it on? because I'm as hard as a diamond in an ice storm right now.
Oh, we're so stupid. Yes, we are. Oh, we are at 10 laps to go, so pit stops are going to be coming fast. And we're going to see the difference in thought process here. You see the SRM cars up front. I don't think they're going to be holding on to this lead after this final splash and go, because with them being out front as long as they have, they're going to have to take more fuel than pretty much everyone behind them. So my eyes are peeled on a lot of the Southern Stars cars and the Sim Boys. I think most of the Southern Stars have pitted, though. Just seems like, yeah, Ryan Barber, the lone star that's still out on the track.
Well, if only they, if only we could hear the driver comms, you know, the 8 to go, you know, Wellman out there, Andy Barber, you know, I'm sure they'll be on the mic going, now we shall dance, and yes, it will be a slow jam. That was a very bad impersonation there of.
You sound like a dog with a peanut butter on the roof of your mouth.
I mean, I can do LG better. John Gerard, I need to work on that one, I think.
Ricky Bobby.
Ricky Bobby. Now we shall dance. Yes, it will be a slow jam.
You spilled my macchiato.
Well, SRM boys coming down pit road as well. So, coming out of pit road now.
Look at the rear of Phelps's car dancing as they make it back on the pit exit.
I was just going to say, did Platinum even stop them? Or did they just roll through pit lane? Didn't actually... Oh, hello.
I thought I saw smoke.
Oh, the grass
25.
isn't on fire. Just lawn mowing. The lawnmower getting a bit smoky. Hasn't been started for a while.
Oh, friendly fire.
Ooh.
Wow.
That
What a
was,
job to avoid the pit entry cone. At least he didn't get himself a black flag. But man,
yeah,
that's tough for the 25.
Well, I don't know what's worse, my commentary or impersonations.
Here we go. The SRM cars did a much better job than I was anticipating, because they are right there with the Southern Stars. This is your effective lead pack here. See when everyone else makes their final stop.
Well, there's only 5 to go, so I don't think there'll be much more in the way of fuel if they haven't stopped already. But if this is our lead pack, my question is, where's the Sim Boys gone? They're not here with the pack.
They have stayed out. So I say affected because the SRM and Southern Stars, they made that final pit stop, that final splash and go. This is, of course, assuming that everyone else in this pack have to make a final splash and go as well. But we're 5 coming to 4 laps to go right now, and they're still on the track. So If they could stretch the fuel, that would be one of the craziest fuel saves I've seen. And they stay out again. Looks like Ryan Barber's bringing it in, though.
Interesting. Can they do it, or are they just hoping that while they've got the pace and the gap, they can try and stretch the lead over everyone else and hope that'll offset again for the rest that have stopped?
Oh, we're getting our answer. Bob Jersey's coming in. Davidson's coming in. Maxfield came over the radio but didn't say anything, but I'm assuming he's coming in, so I imagine we're going to see everyone in this pack bring it down for that final splash. Yep, and here they come. Not everyone, though. 4 cars stay out.
Well, we knew Wellman stayed out late on that last pit stop. Wellman and Walsh were the last 2 cars to pit, so do they have enough to go?
Meanwhile, there's, sorry to cut you off, Paul, but there's this hornet's nest right here.
Led by Phelps. They're looking at about almost half a lap behind at the moment, so
yeah, there they are. There's Sim Boys, or most of them at any rate.
big question, has Walsh and Wellman got this strategy locked down? Can they get 2 more laps out of the tank?
The answer, no.
Now.
And now Paul knows how it feels to talk about something only to be immediately proven wrong.
Whap, whap, whap. Maybe we can go for sound effects instead of impersonations.
Oh, wow. And they're going to leave Walsh and Wellman in the dust. Or, I mean, Wellman and... Who is the other sim boy with them? Because I see Walsh is actually... Was that Donnelly?
I think it's Troy Davidson, Todd Maxfield with Bob de Jersey.
Okay.
Walsh stayed out, so...
Yeah, Walsh is still out. Okay, so I wasn't entirely incorrect. Oh, look at this. We're going to be 3 wide for the lead, coming to the white flag.
Bob de Jersey, no! There goes...
Oh, no!
Is he hoping there's a big wreck and he'll drive through it again?
I don't know. I don't know why you would. He's got to be almost running out of fuel. But white flag, here we go. We're 4 wide. Oh my goodness. Matty Ray, oh, he's squeezing Malone. Oh my goodness. How did that not result in calamity? Oh.
Was that Giuseppe pushing his way through?
Oh, they're turning. There's the wreck. Couple cars on the wall. Oh, Colin Bennett hard up into the wall. A couple of the sim boys demolished. Oh, we're wrecking again. Raymond. Oh, Phelps is a sitting duck. He throws a block on Maiolo.
Oh, nice.
And it's Maiolo. Giuseppe Maiolo gets the win at Talladega.
Ooh-wee. What a finish. And look at those finishing spots there, James. This is going to throw a spanner in the works for next week in the championship points. But the unofficial results, Giuseppe Maiolo taking the win here at Talladega tonight. Ryan Barber in second, Adam Malone in third, Andy Barber fourth. Troy Davidson 5th, Bob DeJersey in 6th, Ruben Phelps 7th, Gary Wellman in 8th, Nigel Padden 9th, and Nicholas Walsh, your top 10.
And 11th, Caleb O'Connor. 12th, Tyson Carey. Cade Donnelly, Troy Mortensen, Jason Tyerman ran out the top 15. Nick Burling, Daniel Blanco, Matty Raymond, Todd Pritchard, and Todd Maxfield. That got moved out of order. Colin Bennett, I think Rusty Plant 22nd, Jacob Dean B, Peter Madsen, Steve Hoppett, top 25, and then Glenn Woodwell, Cameron Hardwick, and Scott McClintock rounding out the field.
Well, Giuseppe finally banks his first win for the season towards the end. And the race officials won't be happy with that tearing up pit lane from Ryan Barber. So they might have words with him later on. But we'll get our podium up into the booth and we'll have a chat with them in just a moment, so don't go away.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
Alrighty, welcome back everyone, and again thanks for tuning in tonight for round 16 of the Doogie Mobile and Everything Simulated OzOVals V8 Supercar Series here at Talladega. It's not crazy to think I can live to be 245, maybe even 300, but we've got Adam Malone in the booth coming in third place. How you going, Adam?
Yeah, not too bad, boys.
Had a pretty good clean run tonight.
Yeah, 0 incidents. It was pretty hectic there towards the end, but I was expecting that. It was a pretty good race.
I think even that second to last pit stop, things were heating up a bit in that for a little bit as well. Had some 3 wide and elbows were out. Sort of a little bit of a taste for what was going to come in that final pit stop.
Yeah, that was it. Elbows were out early tonight, and it was just he was going to get there first. So no, it was a good race. It was not too bad.
Yeah, it's pretty good. A little bit of different strategy for yourself and Andy compared to Tom Pritchard and Ryan Barber. Sort of led the start of the race pretty hard before they dropped back there.
Yeah, it was only because Tommy hit the pole, so he was pretty keen to stay out the front and try to stay out of trouble there. And once Ryan grabbed hold of him, he was keen to do the same. So me and Andy were on a bit of a different strategy. We're just trying to save fuel and try to stay out of trouble, which worked. But yeah, it was the tyre wear wasn't too bad, but it shocked us when we had to do that last stop. We thought we could have made it, but we had to do a bit of a splash and dash for that sprint home.
Yeah, I think there was a few out there that sort of were like, well, there's only a couple of laps to go, and can we try and save it? And unfortunately, they had to stop as well. So I don't think anyone could actually make it home. It's just a little bit short on fuel. So I needed that little splash and dash to make it. But no, good run. 0 incidents. It's always a hard thing to do at super speedways as well. Usually people will cop a couple of incident points or the 4X from a wrong tap. But good job tonight, and another podium for yourself. And,
yeah, cheers, man.
We'll let you have a shout out to your sponsors.
Yeah, cheers. Yeah, especially you two boys for putting on the broadcast, and KB for putting on the series, and all the sponsors behind that. And yeah, my sponsors with Southern Stars Esports team and the boys, Mishi XL Garage, RBI Trading Cards, Sydney Pool Services, and 7-Eleven.
Alrighty, thank you, Adam, and to your sponsors, and we'll let you go celebrate with the team.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you. And James, well, there's nothing worse than being called out by children, but we'll hand you over to second place.
Alrighty. He left the room.
Oh, he didn't like that one, did he?
Whoops, I clicked the wrong button, boys. Hello, how's it going?
Yo. Well, certainly an interesting race for you out there, Ryan. First of all, we saw you and Tom pretty much dominate the first couple of stints of it. You managed to build that huge 2-second gap after the first round of pit stops.
Yeah, that was pretty good, wasn't it? Yeah, Tom and I just decided from the start of the race that we're just going to start pushing and then go for it. And then after that pit cycle...
I think he's gone.
Yeah, he kind of tapered off mid-sentence.
There we go. Sorry, my mic unplugged itself.
Whoa.
Yeah, so after that pit cycle, we're just lucky enough to be able to build the gap. Seemed like the rest of the pack were racing each other a bit too much there, and yeah, we were just able to extend that gap.
Yeah, and well, we did get that first caution, the only caution, rather, I suppose. How close were you guys to pitting there?
About a lap or so. Matter of fact, when we went under that caution, I think it was when we went under that caution, I actually ran out of fuel. on the caution lap, and I had Tom push me into the pit lane because my car ran out and it was fully off. So I got a bit fortunate there. You probably could have looked back and seen that. It's pretty embarrassing. But yeah, so I'm glad we're able to build that gap, and yeah, we had a good race tonight.
Now, did you, because it looked like you two were awful close, did you and Madsen make contact bringing it down to pit road in that, I think, the next to last round of stops?
Yeah, I gave him a bit of a tap coming up to the line. I tried to pull the car up. I gave myself a reference of where I'm going to brake. And yeah, as soon as I hit that reference mark, it seemed like he pulled his car up a bit more than I did. And I obviously wasn't paying attention to how quick I was approaching him. And yeah, I just gave him a tap at the pit entry there. I feel pretty bad. Like, it's definitely on me, and I should have been a bit more careful. But yeah, it seemed like he was like under the pit speed limit at that point. Whereas when I'm I already have my pit speed limiter turned on while I'm approaching the pit lane. It's just something that I've learnt to do throughout the last couple seasons. So yeah, it's just a mix between me braking a little bit further, you know, being on the pit speed limiter, and seems like he was like about 10 k's under the speed limit at the point of contact there. So you know, it's pretty messy. I know that this kind of thing happens, but when there's four rows of cars coming into the pit lane, and you're all trying to make it down safely, it's just really easy to mix up with that.
Yeah, some 0 on 05 on 05 violence there, but now take us through the last lap. Obviously, things got pretty chaotic. We got the wrecks. You and Ruben got together there, coming to the checkered. What is Grandma's reaction gonna be? Because we're all well aware of how irritated she gets with Ruben. How
she loves Ruben. What do you mean?
Yeah, so just take us through that whole final lap.
I mean, it kind of started 2 laps ago, really. It seems like Gary pitted at the last second, trying to make it to the end there. You know, the boys decided to pit much earlier to try and jump the field. I played dummy, so I decided to stay out with the Sim boys, hoping that I could drag them out as long as I can, so Dad and Tom and Adam can benefit from that. But yeah, just approaching the white flag there, we're about 4 wide. I was trying to push Adam, and then I noticed he fell back and kind of grabbed the wall. So then I decided to try and push who is it? Matty Ray. I decided to try and push him, and then I went from Matty Ray to Tom. So, you know, it's a bit messy through 3 there. I feel like I pushed Tom a little bit too hard in the corner there. It is last lap, so I didn't want to lift. And then it seems like from there, Tom and Ruben made door-to-door contact. They started piling up, and then, yeah, as soon as I approached the line, I saw a gap there on the inside of Ruben. He might have turned down on me or something, but yeah, nothing was letting my foot lift from the gas pedal. So I'm lucky he was second. I feel like if me and Ruben didn't make contact there, I could have stolen the win, but still a solid result for the team. It's a bit of a shame for Tom to finish 19th there, but yeah, it was insane. I didn't really know where to go.
Yeah, well, incredible run there. Any sponsors, plugs, and shout-outs you like to give?
Oh, that's right. I got sponsors. First of all, I'd like to thank Mish's Excel Garage, RBI Trading Cards, 7-Eleven, Slack Creek Carbies. That was my grandfather's business. Sydney Pool Servicing. The team, Tom, Dad, Adam, their efforts were appreciated. You guys for the league. It was pretty cool running the the old libraries. Yeah, retro. There we go. Sorry, I've been in Sydney the last few days. And yeah, shout out to my grandmother up the sunny coast. Shout out to my grandfather. I miss you. I'm racing for you. And yeah, yeah, it's a good race, boys.
All right. Well, we appreciate you, Ryan, and hopefully we're talking to you again next week.
Yeah, I look forward to banging doors. And yeah, shout out to old mate for the win. There's pretty ballsy stuff there to get that done at the end.
All right. There's our runner-up, and now Paul to talk to our race winner.
Alrighty, well, in the words of Ryan Barber, we've got old mate in the booth with us, Giuseppe Milo. We finally got the win.
Yeah, mate. It's I don't think it's been a long time coming because we haven't been here for very long. But I think if there's one you want to win, it's a Talladega, that's for sure.
Well, you took the words out of my mouth. I was going to say it feels like it's been a long time coming. You joined the league and had some pretty strong runnings in the opening races when you first come along, and sort of thought the win might have come a bit sooner, but yeah, you finally got the job done at Talladega.
Yeah, no, I was just saying to the other fellas in my team and the fellas here that it was kind of weird because I don't actually know what happened towards the end. It's kind of like you just have that sort of spot focus, and I just started seeing gaps, and I thought, well, it's the last lap. I've been clean all race. I'm not going to take anyone out. And then I think I was behind Ryan, maybe the end of the last corner, coming out of the last corner, and there was no one on my right, so I went for it, and yeah, I actually ran out of fuel doing the burnout on the following lap, so I was very, very close, but I did not think the strategy that we had, which changed about 17 times, was going to put us up the front like it did, but I'm thankful it did.
Well, it's been a very long time, if at all, that I've seen 4 wide without wrecking at Talladega, and until it did finally happen. And yeah, that was pretty cool to see. Some door-to-door and close racing going 4 wide, and yeah, I bet this morning you woke up and pissed excellence and thought you're winning this one.
I sure did, mate. My little brother, before he tuned into the telecast here on YouTube, said to me, he goes, "If you're not first, you're last," and I just winked at him and I said, "Yeah, I got it, don't worry about it, mate."
Yeah, nice. Well, yeah. I've been throwing them all out tonight, so I've running out. So been Googling them all night just to throw them in there, and the boys haven't been too impressed, I think.
No. Well, I hope no one's championship stuff got ruined at all from me running up the front. I actually don't know what happened the last 2 corners, so I don't think I had any contact with anyone as such. I just kind of like did a bit of a Moses and part of the Red Sea, and it just all opened up.
Yeah, I don't think that was on you. I think, yeah, it was pretty sketchy anyway. Like, everyone was close. Like, it was all hard racing. So, I mean, the Abbott boys will look at that one after and see if there's any servings there. But, yeah, I think it was all pretty hard racing there. So, I wouldn't be too taken by that. And, yeah, obviously, well done on the win tonight.
Much appreciated. Thank you guys and the league organisers for sort of welcoming us in. Most of the fellas in the league have been really, really good and offered to help out when we've had some issues and stuff like that, which has been awesome. Yeah, it's actually my first proper league I've run with, so it's good to get a win, especially at Dega. So
yeah, nice. And not to take anything away from your win tonight, I just wonder if you can answer something for me. We had Bob the Jersey obviously running at the front here, and those final few laps he sort of pulled out of that front, dropping to the back of that pack. What was the go there?
I've actually got no idea. So I got pretty fired up when I won, and I don't think anyone really heard anything in our channel because I was just screaming like a little schoolgirl. But I do want to ask Bob that. Maybe fuel, or I'm not sure. So because he's pretty quick. He's probably the quickest one out of the bunch of us.
Yeah, and he was my pick for tonight, and I was secretly yelling in my head, "Go Bob!" And then I saw him pull over. I'm like, "Oh no, that's just ruined me chances of a pick win tonight." But
it'll have to be Giuseppe next time, mate.
Well, I went you a couple of rounds ago and you didn't win, so you know.
Yeah, I had a couple of rounds there where I was taking myself out constantly in the pit lane, or just doing. I think I got caught once in a race. I can't remember the track. Out on the outside coming in, just didn't see the guy and I spun myself. So it's good to get the win.
Yeah, nice. Well, we'll let you go and celebrate with the boys and pop that champagne open and spray it around everywhere.
Awesome, mate.
Any sponsors you want to give a shout out to as well before you go?
Yeah, there's a couple here. I said, firstly, probably just a team. So all the fellas in Fox 1 really appreciate it. Daniel Blinko, he's done our paints for us. None of us know how to paint cars, well, not to the extent that Blinko does. So I appreciate him with that. He actually helped me set up my gear as well when I got my new system, so thank you. Probably the biggest one is my little brother. He always tunes in and watches me. So Paz, if you're out there, man, watching, cheers. A couple of sponsors. We got Black Lemonade in Brisbane, 5-Star Cabinets Australia here in Adelaide, Woodville Park Automotive here in Adelaide, and TNG Unique Tools. They've been with me on my racing journey too, which is good, and that's about it really. Just all the boys at Fox 1. Just as much a win for you fellas as it was for me, so awesome.
Nice. Well, hopefully there's more to come from you and the team. And we only got 2 rounds left, so you better make those count.
Absolutely, man. Looking forward to it. Thanks.
No worries. But yeah, we'll look forward to seeing you up here again in the booth, either the end of this season or next. But we'll let you go with your team celebrate. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, mate. Ta.
Alrighty. Well, just before we wrap up, I'll let James take it away on this one.
Alrighty. Well, unfortunately, Maddie wasn't quite the ending you hoped for, but you did, in fact, bring home the best throwback livery of the night. So at least there's that.
Hey, there we go. Yeah, won something at least, eh? Yeah, no, that was all right. Yeah, thanks for that. It makes all the hard work pay off painting these things up. Yeah, no, cheers, guys. That's awesome.
Well, as they say, if you're not first, you're last. But in Matty Raymond's case, you can be anywhere and you win.
Yeah, exactly right, mate. Yeah, even when I'm losing, I'm winning. How good's that?
Alrighty, well, I believe because you're sponsored anyway by TWRS setups, so I think that's more open to you and your decision there on what you want to do with that prize.
Yeah, well, yeah, like you say, we're really lucky and get looked after already by them, so we don't really need it, of course. I reckon if I could pass it on to anyone, probably be the bloke I share the number with, Troy Mortison in the 83. He's always good to us and really good, respectful racer, and yeah, wouldn't mind seeing him hanging around the TWRS traps, so yeah, if I can, I'll pass it on to him. He deserves it. Good lad.
Alrighty, well, thank you, Matty Ray, for generously donating that prize on to Troy Mortensen, and the Dark Horse wins again, boys.
Cheers, boys, and thanks TWRS too for putting it up. That's really good of them. It's awesome, and for looking after us, of course, as they always do. So, yeah, massive thank you, boys. That's awesome.
Maybe I'm not sure if Morty's around. I don't see him anywhere now. Everyone's gone
bailed already.
So,
bloody useless.
I was going to say we could have brought him up in here, and you could have done the honours there to him, but all good. We'll just make him go watch the broadcast back from start to finish, so then he knows.
And that's it, and he needs the help anyway. He's going to get heaps faster once he starts using that subscription, so it'll be awesome.
What are you saying he needs the help? He got third last week.
just being a bit cheeky. He keeps stealing my number for this V8 series, so I'm just being a bit cheeky.
All good. Well, thank you to TWR Setups, and thank you, Matty Ray, as well. So.
Cheers, mate. Cheers, boys.
Alrighty. Well, James, round 16, Talladega, done and dusted.
Yeah, that was certainly a Talladega race, but it was fantastic in the fact that we only got one caution, and yeah, of course we did get the quintessential nuke most of the field on the last lap wreck, but it was very clean and very respectful, all things considered, from a race at Talladega. So, and the best part is that the championship competitors still ended up getting solid finishes, so it tightens up the championship battle even more. So a lot to keep an eye on here with 2 races left in the season.
Yep, 2 rounds to go, and as I said, every point, every position is going to count. It's going to come down to the wire in these final 2 races for Gary Wellman and Andy Barber for that championship contention. So we move on to Nashville next week for round 17, the second and final round, and we hope everyone tuning in tonight will join us again next week. But thanks to our sponsors, Doogie Mobile, Everything Simulated, TWR Setups, 131 Web Radio Network, Scotch Race Fuels, Inside Lane Productions, Kobe Jordan putting on the show once more for us and everyone at home. James Watson joining me in the booth tonight, and myself, Paul Blocker Jackson. But from all of us, we hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next week.